Right, it's that time of the show whether we find out whether Raza will be facing food heaven or food hell. Food heaven, of course, would be a nice piece of salmon. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice piece of salmon there. Could be done with a teriyaki marinade, which we've got here, with some curly kale salad, with some mizuna leaf, which is different to rocket, but
How is it different?
Well, it's the flavour mainly more than anything else, but it could be nice, lovely and warm salads. That mizuna, great with barbecue food even.
Absolutely.
With some mint, we've got some cucumber in there. Alternatively, it could be a pile of double cream.
It is lovely.
Transformed into a strawberry gâteau, made out of a little sponge flan. Nice and simple with some sponge sugar on the top.
Strawberries look nice. I love those.
Yeah, well, they're from the UK. How do you think these lot have decided?
Oh, come on, guys.
You
made the right choice,
I had
haven't
to
you?
tempt Stephane, so I said, if you pick the strawberry gâteau, then I'll put a bit of crispy bacon on the top. So that's what he went for, which he went
two all.
However, I would have had to make the cake out of prawns before he'd changed his mind. So you've actually got salmon. So
yes.
He wasn't tempted. It was Nathan.
Chaps.
It was Nathan that saved you. So we'll lose that out of the way, guys. Please.
Thank you, Nathan.
So first of all, we're going to make a marinade to go with the teriyaki. Now, the teriyaki you can do the same with chicken and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the same sort of marinade. You can do it with lamb, beef, any kind of stuff. Right, curly kale. This is curly kale.
I get out your
way.
way.
This is the curly kale. It's a superfood. Is curly
I'm
kale.
a big fan of curly kale.
Yeah.
Big fan of it. Love it.
Well, you have all that in LA.
Yeah.
Wheatgrass and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, we do. Almond milk and everything.
Oh, that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
It's the sort of stuff that
Mung
you shouldn't
bean
really...
coconut.
Yeah, mung beans and all that. Right, so we've got a little curly kale there, which we're going to basically just sauté off, and that's going to be for a nice little salad. Meanwhile, over here, we'll start to do our teriyaki. Now, what I do is I actually warm this up, first of all. So we've got rice wine vinegar, soy and mirin. Those are the ones that go into the pot. And we just want to warm this with the sugar. Now, it's the sugar which creates the sticky part to obviously this dish. So we're just going to warm it up, that's all. A little bit of that just to dissolve the sugar. That's dark soy sauce gone in there, so the whole lot can go in. And then we just remove all this out of the way. Like that. And that's it. That's your teriyaki.
What do you look for in a really good piece of salmon?
Good piece of salmon?
Yeah. When you're looking at
Nathan, what do you look for in a really good piece of salmon?
How can you tell when you look at it? What do you...
But you just want it to be bright and fresh and obviously not smell fishy, smell like the sea.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Fish shouldn't smell of anything, all right? So,
Where's your melon baller, James?
it's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Shouldn't smell of anything.
No.
All right? So we've got this lovely little marinade here. Now what we're going to do is we marinate, allow that to cool slightly. We've got our salmon here.
Yeah.
Now you can cut this up into slices, however you want to do it. I actually serve it as a whole piece and then cut it up before I cook it because I just find it easier. So we can take this. I'm going to lose some of this marinade to one side. There we go. So we use that to cook with it.
Right.
This one we're going to use to marinate it. So ideally let this cool right down.
Right.
Which we've got there. Wash my hands. And then this wants to sit in the fridge for about sort of 3 or 4 hours, something like that. And then this morning, at the crack of dawn, we've got one in here.
Marinating salmon for me.
Marinating salmon, yeah, exactly. And we've got this cool mixture. So exactly the same thing again. And you do the chicken the same. So chicken thighs work particularly well for this.
Right.
So then what we can do is take our salmon. I'm just going to take my board again, because obviously it's raw fish. And then we'll take this piece here. And what I'm going to do is basically just cut this into pieces like that. So take the salmon, take the pan on the stove, and we can cut this into slices. Now, the temptation is not to cut it too thin, because if it's too thin, it's going to break up.
Right.
But what we do is we take the fish, place it in the pan.
On its side like that as well, right?
Yeah, because you want to get that colour on it.
Right.
Now, you can leave the skin on, just holds it together slightly while it's cooking. But chicken thighs as well, you can take the skin off as well if you wanted. Obviously lose this one, because this is the one that's had the fish in it.
Right.
Right. And the idea is you get some colour on this. We turn up that kale a little bit. And it's really the concentration in terms of the cooking side of it, really, for this one. So you want to get a nice colour on it, first of all.
Right.
And to do that, no salt and pepper, none of that.
Right.
And no butter.
Wow,
I'm as shocked as you are.
Thank goodness.
Really, to be honest. However, I was expecting 2 pints of double cream, to be honest, they're doing it at this point. But we've got that kale here. You can blanch this off if you want, but just saute it like that. But this is great with salmon as well, just plain on its own. So what we do with that is you start to get this nice colour on the fish. You'll see it in a second. So try not to... There's no oil in here. It's just literally just the pan that I've got, and the sugars will actually start to come out of this liquid which we've got in here. So we almost cook it how Nathan did the sea bass.
Right.
But because we're going to add the liquor, and it's the liquor that actually poaches it as well, it's going to speed up the cooking time dramatically when we start to add that. Right, you've got that, so we can pick up our... There you go, we've got the chilli in there. The Mizuna leaf, you'll like this. This is... yeah, try that.
That's right.
It's just instead of roquette, really. But if you can't get all the Mizuna leaf, use watercress for this.
It is. It's much more flavoured than rocket, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then we just flip off our fish. Look at that.
Oh, lovely.
Well, that's where you get that.
Thank you, Nathan, for voting for that. That's what we want. Look at that.
Now you can turn the heat full on. Another ladle there for me. Thanks very much. Right, now watch. You can pop this mixture in. Now keep it full on. And what's going to happen is, as this boils down, it rapidly reduces. And this is where it's going to start to thicken and create the sauce. So what I don't want to be doing is turn this over again, otherwise I'm going to lose all that nice golden colour to it. But you see that I only just cook it very quickly on one side, and then it's this reduction which is almost like very fast poaching, really. Right, we're doing with our kale. Are you getting there?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, big fan of kale. Kale and sprouts are my thing at the moment, although, you know, it's not very seasonal. I adore sprouts.
Can you get sprouts in LA?
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's not very seasonal at the moment, is it? But they are.
What do they do with sprouts in LA?
Well, pretty much like you've done with the kale, you know, they'll just chuck in the pan and I make them myself, actually, with just a bit of onion and salt and pepper and not much more.
Sounds good, sounds good. So you've got a lovely little warm salad there, the cucumber bits.
Nice.
These are little... Yeah, he's from down south, so he calls these Parisienne balls.
Very fancy.
Call them melon balls in North Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But you use the little Parisienne scoops, which are great to have.
Yeah.
And you see this, as it reduces down, you see that? You get this lovely little glaze with it?
Yeah.
Now, you keep reducing it down. Now, at this stage, you can then take the mixture and slowly start to glaze it. So this is the teriyaki sort of style of it, where you're getting this sauce, as it gets thicker, it creates this lovely glaze on the top of the fish.
That worked well with mackerel as well, like I was saying earlier on.
All right, with mackerel,
yeah, definitely.
Well, you were just going to chop it up and do it raw, weren't you?
Yeah.
And we spoke too.
And we I thought you'd... Yeah. Straight in there. But the idea of the sugars, you see, you don't allow it to go too far, but it's this slow... You see that it's getting thicker on the top of the fish whilst you're doing it, and the liquor will get more and more reduced, and you'll end up with sort of like a mahogany sort of... Like it's been French polished, you see? Yeah. And this is the word terry, meaning glaze. There you go. You've got this lovely glaze to go with it. So I'll just turn that down now. And that's done.
Smells lovely, doesn't it?
Smells all right, doesn't it?
Really
It smells
nice, yeah.
great. Works well with mackerel, you know? Yeah, or pork. Just got to concentrate on this because it will burn so quickly. Yeah, you've got that, and that's done. So you can turn that off the heat. So you get this lovely finished sauce. That's it.
Wow, I'm liking that.
So it's very simple.
Yeah.
You just got to keep your eye on it. That's it. Just leave it off to one side.
Beautiful.
And that's your teriyaki. And because we've just sealed it on one side,
Yeah.
and because you put the liquor in there, it's going to poach as well.
I saw you do a demonstration about 15 years ago, actually, at Olympia.
Did you?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
did.
this dish?
Yeah. It was not far off that. Yeah, you were still doing that then.
Yeah,
No,
thanks very much. Anyway, moving
I'm
on.
joking, no. I was presenting at Olympia with a lot of chefs that came in and out, and you were one of the chefs that were there that day.
Was I? When was that then?
About 96 it would have been.
1996?
Yeah, around then, yeah.
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 Blimey.
Not so surprised. Nathan Outlaw, right. Right. I'll give you another plug for that. So when's your show start this afternoon?
3 o'clock this afternoon we start at the Garrick. Yeah. So
This
I'll
is, of
be,
course,
wolfing that down and hot-footing it there.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing you want to eat before a show as well.
This
really.
is Chicago.
Yes,
But there's quite
yeah.
a quick turnaround in it, really, when you're doing this sort of thing. It must sell out on a Saturday, but...
Well, it does. I mean, this is the great thing about the show, you know, because it's just been revamped. It's just moved to the Garrick, so it's been completely kind of rethought, relit, re-choreographed in places. So it's pretty much a new show, and as a result, we've got full houses pretty much every night. It's just lovely playing to that kind of crowd every night.
And how quick's the turnaround in between finishing one show and doing the other?
Friday, it's pretty fast. There's about an hour in between, so you come off and you've just got time to throw something down and then back on stage again, really. But Saturday, a couple of hours in between. We do a 3 o'clock and an 8 o'clock on a Saturday, so a bit more time, which is good.
There you go.
But it's such fun to do and such fun to sing with that band as well, on live on stage every night. That you don't worry about having long in between. It's worth it.
It frightens the hell out of me and stuff like that. But anyway.
Well, doing that frightens
I'd
the hell out
much
of me,
rather
to be
do
honest.
this in front of 3
yeah.
million people
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah. Okay.
There you have it.
That was great, James. Really fantastic.
Teriyaki salmon.
Really
Easy as that.
fantastic.
With some sort of thrown together salad by a Frenchman and a guy from sort of Cornwall. There you go.
What an honour with you lot today getting this. Thank you for that. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dive in.
Wow.
What do you think?
Thank you. Okay.
You haven't tasted it yet.
Well, I just can see and I can smell, can't I? Really, straight away.
But that's the idea of it. Seal it first of all.
Yeah.
And when you do put that liquor in, but of course chicken's going to take a little bit longer to cook. But you get this
Oh, James,
lovely
that's
flavour.
fantastic. That's absolutely gorgeous. I'd make that definitely. Wow.
So
I
get
love
the
the
Frenchman to
little-
open this wine.
Little chili kick on it as well is
you go.
great. You've got there.
Right, to go with this, Susie has chosen the Alea Coupe Riesling, and it's priced at £8.99. It's a 2011 from Majestic Wines. I have to say, it's another great wine. That's 3 fantastic wines we've had on the show from Susie. Do you want some? Or
Yeah, I'll pick one.
it'll help you sing better.
Why not? Well,
So there you go.
don't tell the boss.
There you go. Dive into that one. There you go. But funny enough, I'm always left with a bottle at the end of it. It's great, isn't it? But there you go. Happy with that?
Cheers. Absolutely delicious. Love it. Thank you so much.
And best of luck. Don't forget to see Chicago, which you're on it till
Till
July.
14th of July, and Smash at the moment, which is on Sky Atlantic. People can watch that on a Saturday night, 10 o'clock.
Busiest man around. Well, that's all for today on Saturday Kitchen Live. Thanks to Nathan Outlaw, Stephane Reynaud and Raza Jaffrey. Cheers to Susie Atkins for the wine choices. And remember, all of today's recipes are, of course, on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. We'll be back live at the usual time of 10 o'clock next week. I get a little bit of a lie-in. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. I am. Bye for now.